Good morning, guys. How are you? I hope and trust you're doing well. We're still going to continue with our lesson, but this morning we're going to look at measurement of central tendency. When we talk about measurement of central tendency, we mean the mean, the mode, and the median, the three M's. So you can simply call it the M cube. That's how I term it, M cube. So M cube simply means the mean, the mode, and the median. This is what we call the M cube in data handling. So in this case, you'll be given a question and they will ask you to calculate the mean, the mode, and the median. So now let's take for example, these numbers that I'm going to give. Let's say we have 20, 24, 28, 31, 40, 46, 50. Now in exams, they will ask you to determine the mean, the mode, and the median. Let me add another number, say 24 again. 24 again. So now these numbers, they will ask you to find the mean. And then they will also ask you to identify the mode or determine the mode, and also to determine the median. So now what you do here, to find the mean, you just go to your calculator. Those who are using Casio FX 82 or 83Z, you just go to your calculator and you go to mode. So I'm just helping you to find the mean, the median, and the mode. So now here I'm now looking at the mean now. Mean in exams is called the X bar. That is the symbol for mean. It is called X bar. So when you are looking for the mean, you just add all the numbers and divide by the total number of data that has been given to you. Or if you are using the calculator, you go to mode and you go to option number 2, statistics, and mean is part of the variance, so you choose option number 1. So and then it will open the table for you, and then you capture. So when you are capturing the data, you just press your 20, you press equal sign, you press 24, you press the equal sign, press 28, press equal sign, and then you go to 31, you press the equal sign, you go to 40, you press equal sign, you go to 46, you press your equal sign, 50, you press the equal sign, and then you press the last one, which is 24, and then you press equal sign. When you are done, you go to AC on the calculator. AC, I call it the air condition AC. When you press it, it will store the data into the calculator memory. When you are done, you are now going to look for your mean. So you go to shift, and now we are going to find our answers. So you go to shift, and then you press 1. On 1, you see start. That means statistics. So you press 1, and then you are dealing with variance. The mean, mode, median are part of variance. So you press option number 5, which is VAR. So you press it, and then it tells you everything that you need to know. So if you are calculating the mean, is option number 2. So option 2 is where you get your answer from. So option number 2 says X bar. Then you press number 2, press your equal sign, and the answer is 32,88. Leave your answer to 2 decimal places. So I hope and trust you saw how I calculated the mean. So I hope you will be able to do it when it is exams, you don't waste time. Capture it on the calculator and find your mean. I said you go to mode, so let me give you the options. You first press on the calculator, mode. That is the first button you press, and then it gives you 3 items. We select option number 2. So mode option number 2, which is statistics. You press it, and then you choose option number 1, which is variance, VAR, variance. You choose option number 1, so 1. And then the table will open for you like this. You will see X here with a dark shade somewhere here, like this, and then they will give you the number of data sets that you are putting in. So now here, where it is written X, you start capturing the data. So you go to 20, and then you press equal sign. So when you type 20, you type 20 on the calculator, followed by equal sign, and then the 20 will come here to option to number 1. That is the first data you capture. The second data is 24. So you press 24, you press equals to, then that 24 will come here like that. So up until you finish with the last number. When you are done, you store it with AC on the calculator. Sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's red on the calculator. You press this AC, and everything you have captured will vanish from the calculator. Now, going to look for your answers, how to look for the answers from the calculator, how to look for the answer. Now, what you do, you simply go to Shift now. You press on Shift, and then you go to 1. On 1, it is written Start, like this. So that means you are dealing with statistics. When you press on Shift 1, then it will tell you what are you doing. You are dealing with variance. So you choose that variance is option number 5 on the calculator. Shift 1, then you choose option number 5, which is variance. Then when you choose option number 5, it will tell you what are you looking for. You are looking for mean, which is X bar. The symbol for mean is X bar. So when you press it, then you press equals to, and then you write your answer and leave it in 2 decimal places. So I believe and I hope you'll be able to do it when it comes to exams. So that is how we calculate mean. Or if you cannot do it that way, mean is simply means you add all the numbers and divide it by the total number of items in the data. So now here, mean X bar can be calculated this way. It can be 20 plus 24 plus 28 plus 31 plus 40 plus 46 plus 50 plus 24 divided by how many numbers are there in the data? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you divide everything by 8, and that will also leave you with X bar. You say therefore X bar is equals to the same answer, which is what did we get? 32,88. So you have 2 options, but I prefer you use the calculator method, since there are other things we'll be looking at, and they will be asking you questions which will require you to capture the data to look for. So that is it. We are done on how to find the mean. So if you are looking for the mean, you just add all the numbers and divide by how many numbers are there in the data. Or you capture it on the calculator and then you just look for your answer. So if there's no question, we can move on to find the mode. Now when we talk about mode in mathematics, mode simply means, now when we talk about mode, we are looking for the most occurring frequency number. The most occurring frequency number. That means the number that appeared most in the data set is what we call the mode. Mode is the most occurring frequency. the most occurring number. Let me put it this way. The most occurring number in the data set. So the number that appears most in the data is what we call the mode. So here, if you are calculating your mode will simply be which number? You can see that 24 appeared twice. So 24 is the mode. It's not something that is very difficult in data handling to identify which number appeared most. So it's 24. Now coming to median, since we just did what we call the box and the whisker diagram, I believe you can be able to identify your median. I said before you identify median, what do we do? Before we identify median, what do we do?
Arrange.
You arrange from where?
From the smallest to the biggest.
From the smallest to the biggest. I have my guests here. Their names are Mary and Ama Biama. So they are responding to what we are doing. You must get to know that they are enjoying mathematics very well. So we rearrange. So our median means, what does median mean?
The one in the middle.
The middle number. So Mary has responded, you say median is the middle number. Isn't it nice to know what you are doing? So that means to find the middle number, we don't just choose. What do? We rearrange and then we choose the middle number. Thank you. So now let's go. So we have to rearrange from the biggest number or from the smallest number? From the smallest number to the biggest number. Thank you. So now what is our smallest number here?
20.
20 is the smallest number. So you write it down, followed by
24.
24. Must I write only one 24?
No.
How many 24s are here?
2.
Must we write all of them?
Yes.
Yes, all the 24 must be written. So we have 20, 24, 24 again. Now let's go to which number again? 28. Which number again?
31.
31, followed by?
40.
Followed by?
46.
Followed by?
50.
50. So we have rearranged. Now who can tell me the median? Our median number is?
31 plus 28.
Our median number, Mary is saying our median number is found between two numbers.
Yes.
Why?
They're even.
Because the numbers in the data, when you count them, it gives you 8, which is an even number. That means you will always have how many middle numbers? 2 middle numbers. And then in that case, so our 2 middle numbers, according to Amma and Mary, they are saying is 28 and 31.
Yes.
So is that our median?
No.
So what do we do to get our median?
You add and divide by 2.
So they are saying that when you have your median, which are 2 numbers, you have to calculate your median as Q2 is equals to 28 plus 31 divided by 2. And then you take your calculator and you punch your 28 and 31 and divided by 2. So we have 28 plus 31. The answer is 59. You divide it by 2. And the answer is going to give you 29,5. So our median is 29,5. This is our median. I hope and trust you understand how to calculate the median. So this is what we call the central tendency. Central tendency. So when you are calculating central tendency, which is mean, mode, and median, this is how you go about it. So we are done on this. I don't think it's too much when it comes to raw data. I will show you when we go to a group data how to calculate our median, our modal class, and also we will also calculate estimated mean when we go to a group data where we have to group it. Now this takes us also to questions like in your exam they ask you to calculate standard deviation. So from this, we are also going to look at our standard deviation. I'm not going to clean the number. I'll use the same number. But then what is important is our mean. We need to keep our mean. Our mean was 32,88. Let's keep it. We're going to use it to calculate our standard deviation. Now, so from here, the question will say calculate the standard deviation of the mean. Calculate the standard deviation. So we have to calculate what we call the standard deviation. Here we also can use our calculator. It is allowed, and the examiners accept that when you use the calculator and you just write your calculator answer, if it's 3 marks, they will give you all the 3 marks. So now what you are supposed to do is, how do you use the calculator to find your standard deviation? We go through the same way how we got our mean. So when you are calculating your mean, you can also write down your standard deviation. Do you still remember the process?
Yes.
I said we go to mode, and then we choose option number 2, which is stats, and then we choose option number 1, which is variance, and then what do? We capture the delta. So how do we capture the delta? 20. Then what do? Equal sign 24. So we have 20, then you press equal sign, and then we go to 24, equal sign, 28, equal sign, 31, you go to 31, then you press your equal sign, press 40, equal sign again, 46, equal sign, 50, press your equal sign, go to 20, is it 24, right?
24.
24, and then you press your equal sign. When you are done, what do?
AC.
We store to AC, which is our air conditioner, and it. So when we put it to AC, everything vanishes from the screen. So now we got to look for standard deviation. Deviation symbol is like this. This is what we call standard deviation. In some calculator, they have written SD. But if you see this, it stands for standard deviation. So here, let's go. Our standard deviation, we go to shift 1, option number. When you press shift 1, we are dealing with variance. So we choose option number 5, the same way we did for mean. Option number 5. In this calculator, our standard deviation has been written as this one. So this is our standard deviation, X, and then you see the deviation symbol there. So when you press it, which is option number 3, and press equal sign, what is our standard deviation? 10,41. You leave it to 2 decimal places, so it's 10,41. This is what we call standard deviation. I hope and trust you have understood it. Standard deviation is 10,41.